callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
AMP2.tv presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.tv. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Your name?
Hi, welcome to Tell Us Your Biz. You can hear us on 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. My name's Yvette Vargas. I'm with Cooperative Real Estate, and we have
Nada Reyes from the Reyes Group at Cooperative Real Estate Team. If you do have any questions, I am going to give you a phone number where you can call in. That is the 1-888-565-1470. And today, we're going to be talking about real estate. Okay, so I have Yvette Vargas here. Again, she is one of my partners with Cooperative Real Estate Team located in Coral Springs, Florida. And we want to talk to you about the real estate process, the home buying process. So one of the first things that we want to talk is letting you know if you're interested in purchasing a home, one of the first things that you need to do is get pre-approved, okay? Now, the pre-approval process does not need to be so complicated. Unfortunately, we do have, Yvette, as you know, we have a lot of buyers that think that this process is very detrimental. They think that, they're not. And another thing is that, we want you to know that you may be able to qualify for a loan. A lot of our buyers, when they decide to purchase a home, they realize that they could have purchased a home a long time ago. Okay,
Absolutely.
For some reason, they thought they couldn't do it. And if you're out there trying to get a rental,
Absolutely.
you have to come up with your first, last, and security deposit. So just think about the numbers there for a second. If you're looking for a rental, we're talking about something really nice, maybe a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe with a garage. I'm just going to make it very, very simple with some very, very simple numbers. So $2,000 a month, right? That will be a rental.
Easily.
You have to come up with $6,000 to move into that apartment. And not to mention that you have to go through the association process.
And they all have fees.
They have fees of $100 to $200 per person.
Correct.
Per adult. So if you're over the age of 18 years old, you are considered an adult and you must pay the application fee. And the application fee is what?
It's $100 per person, and then $150 with the married couple.
But also, it's non-refundable.
Yep.
So that basically means that once you make that payment, you will not get that money back. So we want to tell you that you may not think that you're ready to purchase a home, but
You're probably more ready than you think.
exactly. And you probably want to, give us a call and find out if this is something that you may be interested in. Now, we can be reached at, Nada can be reached at 954-401-4057. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. If you want, you can actually call us in at the 1-888-565-1470. We're here live. We're taking calls. So if you have any questions about whether you're thinking about purchasing a home, whether you think you may not be able to purchase a home, and for whatever reasons, give us a call. We're here to answer any questions that you may have. The other thing that I wanted to tell you, and I'm going to have Yvette talk to you a little bit about that, is once you pre-approve for the mortgage and you decide, I'm going to go ahead and buy a property, it is very important for you to get a pre-approval from a bank. Now, we work with different lenders. However, we want you to work with a lender that you're comfortable with, okay?
Absolutely.
If you don't have a lender or you don't have a financial institution that you're banking with and you're comfortable with, I'll be more than happy to refer you to some of our lenders, our trusted lenders that I've been working with for many, many years. But once you get through the pre-approval process, now you will be able to know exactly what it is that you qualify for. And I'm going to give you a chance to speak about the the showing appointments, once they pre-approve, what happens next. But I really, really need to tell our listeners something very, very important.
Absolutely.
Just because you're pre-approved, and I'm just going to throw a number here, okay? Just because you're pre-approved for $300,000, that doesn't mean that you should go out there and get yourself a property for $300,000. You want to make sure that those numbers are good for you and that
Absolutely.
you're comfortable with those numbers. You want to make sure that that mortgage payment, it is a payment that you're going to be comfortable with, that you're not going to be living paycheck to paycheck, okay? You want to make sure that mortgage payment includes your taxes, includes your homeowner's insurance. If you're not putting, 25% now, you want to make sure it has your homeowner's insurance in there. And also your homeowners association. If you're looking into a condo and some of these townhouses and villas, they have
It can add up
associations.
quick. Yeah.
Condo associations, homeowner associations, and right now we're looking at anywhere from $200 to $400 a month in additional to your mortgage payment. That will be tagged onto that.
Also remember, like, incidentals. There might be things that are going to go wrong with your plumbing, even though, everything seems fine. The new appliances, any of those kind of things too. Something to really consider a budget and kind of stick to it. Don't really bite off more than you can chew.
Absolutely. And again,
Hugely
piggybacking
important.
to that $300,000 approval, I always tell my buyers, that's great, that you got approved for 300. But what is it that you can really afford? Let's talk about the numbers. Let's talk about exactly where you want to stay, because we want you to be happy with your home, right? We all
And
want
be
you to
able
be
to
happy.
still have a life, not just a house, right?
Exactly. Have a life. Be able to vacation
that?
once in a while, and
Yes.
and then go out there and have fun. You don't want to just be living paycheck to paycheck
No,
and also
you
just
can't.
for a house, like people say sometimes. So now that we discussed that, and hopefully I got you a little bit excited. Once you're pre-approved, you are going to go what we call shopping for a home. So I'm going to have Yvette explain to you here exactly what that process looks like. Because once you have that pre-approval, once you have that paper, you're all excited. But there's still a process that you need to follow. So
So
you go
next
ahead.
step is shopping. That's the best and most fun part of all, right? So what we do is we look specifically for the criteria that you set for us. So for instance, if you're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool in a certain area, certain school district and all that, those are the criteria that we input, and we pull together a comprehensive list. So we have the proper showings for you. We set up showing times and we go to the property and show you the properties that match that and see how you like it. See if it's something you can live with. See if it's
course.
all those things. And it's usually pretty fun and pretty easy to do, as long as people keep it to the areas that they want to be in and really look. And also too, sometimes just the area you want to be in may not be exactly what you need, and the only thing that you need, but be open to other areas as well.
We actually have
Hugely important.
a
working with.
client right now that
Yeah.
we're working with,
Yes.
and without disclosing too much information, but her pre-approval, it's a little bit less than what we really want to work with, or that we can work with. To be honest with you, here in the
For the
Broward
areas that
County,
you're asking.
That-
Yes, ma'am.
So it becomes a more a realistic versus unrealistic situation, and we want you to know that we're on your side. Okay, so
Always.
at the same time, we as the professional need to tell you, hey, I don't think you're gonna be able to get all this for this amount of purchase price or the pre-approval that you're going after. So sometimes we do need to be creative. And this is where the professional comes
very
into the
creative.
place.
Absolutely.
This is where Yvette and myself become a little bit more creative with our clients, and we tell them, listen, I may not find your home here, but are you open to these options? Are you open to seeing other areas? And when I tell you, some buyers are very, very stuck, and they're very narrow-minded when it comes to certain areas that they want to be in, and that's fine. However, when they start seeing for themselves that what they're really looking for, they won't be able to find in that specific area, and they become a little bit more creative, I should say, in terms of locations. It is just amazing, how we can find different homes or different options for them. So that's super
I had
exciting.
a conversation with that specific client we were talking about, and the good news is she's very receptive to feedback and very open. So I'm going to be looking and expanding her search. And it's funny because I had a conversation with her today, and I told her, well, unfortunately, what we're looking for in the areas that you wanted really weren't available. How about, would you consider possibly going up a little bit more north and so forth. And she's like, well, that would be, we got into like more detailed conversation. She's telling me about her job and what she's doing.
Yep,
And like,
yep.
if I go that far out, it's gonna be an hour and a half drive and so on and so forth. And then I have to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning. And she just gave me her schedule and she was giving me all these details, which was absolutely fabulous. And I'm like, well, long story longer, right? Because that's what I do. That's how it happens. What I got her to do is she's actually going to talk to her company and see if they have a sister company in the area that we want to move her to, and perhaps she might even put in for a transfer.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
actually very exciting.
It's
That's
so
good.
exciting. So talk about getting creative, right? So that's one option, and then another option is I'm going to try to span the search something that would be a little bit, maybe a 45-minute drive, just something like that. So it's great. It's something I'm super excited. So I have to do this for her. I have to.
So listen, if you don't give up on yourself, we won't give up on you.
That's right. That's right.
We'll
Do not give up
we'll
on
fly
yourself.
you to Mars or Jupiter, wherever we need to get you to, so you
That's
can
right.
get you home.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Don't forget to call in. The number is 1-888-565-1470. And I'm looking at this number upside down, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
I can read, man.
What?
This is awesome.
I can barely read it straight at me. How about that?
Listen,
love
I
it.
can do many things. I'm so excited that I was able to do that. But anyways,
Me
give us
too.
a call if you have any questions. I know many of you out there may have similar situations or different. And if you're thinking about purchasing a home, you may have a question, whatever it is, I'm here. Just so you know, very quickly, a little background of myself. I've been in business for 15 years. Been doing real estate for that long. Yes, believe it or not. And have a lot of experience in, the buying process, selling process as well, foreclosures, investors, investments. So any questions that you ask me, I'm sure that I'll probably have the answer to it. And if I don't, I promise you that I'll get back to you with that. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and move forward here, Yvette. So once we already, they're shopping around, right?
Yes.
And they find a home.
Yes.
Tell us how is it that you're going to present that offer? Like once you put all the paperwork together, right? Do you contact the listing agent? What type of communications maybe you'll have with a listing agent to make sure that your buyer, that you are in the best place possible to obtain that home and that beautiful home that they're waiting for?
Well, I think the most important thing is to have a good relationship with the listing agent, making sure that you're in constant contact with them once the offer is something that looks like it's going to come to fruition. And just make sure that all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. And once you have that contract set and ready to go, it's something that you present to them and just get it done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and just so you know, one of the things that I like to use DocuSign. Everything is electronically
Beautiful.
signatured. Everything moves fast. Listen, it's all about timing too,
Yes.
You need to move fast. You need to make sure that you sign that contract. Or for us, we need to make sure that we prepare that contract as soon as possible. Because guess what? If it's a property that you think it's a great deal and it's good looking, guess what? A whole bunch
A
of
lot
people,
of other people do too.
they
Yeah.
think the same thing. So they're in line and they're moving fast. So it really depends on real estate too. I like to think about real estate as a team effort. I like to think about real estate as this is not just about me. This is going to be about me, my client, the lender, the title company, the attorney.
Yes.
This is a team effort. There's so many people involved in a real estate transaction.
Absolutely.
Talking about how many people are involved in a real estate transaction that you could think of. Just
At
name
least.
a few.
So you have the listing agent, the selling agent, the listing agent, the buyer's agent, the mortgage person, the title company, the attorney, the inspectors, the any what am I gonna say?
Appraiser, homeowners
homeowners
insurance guy, transaction coordinators.
Yes. What?
Termite control person.
Yes.
When I tell you there's so many, that's, by the way, I counted 10 so far.
Correct.
From what you just mentioned.
Yep.
And wait. In the lender side, they have a processor.
Oh, okay.
They have the underwriter.
Yes.
We don't really speak to the underwriter. They actually we don't have that. But
That
the
sounds
lender may
scary.
have his transaction coordinator. Then we have a processor, and it just really becomes a big party. Actually, a big party, a big real estate party. I want to say it right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but it all depends. We can have all the parties we want, but it all depends
We have to deliver.
how we all work with each other together. Okay, and it's very, very important that that we get along. Can we just all
Can
get
we
along?
just get along?
You know, I got a
can.
side note here very quickly. I went to Miami Seaquarium, took my little nephew there the
Yeah.
other day, and I literally have this on tape and on video. It was the funniest thing. Flamingos, they were literally fighting. So two flamingos started fighting, and then like all of a sudden, like all these
Flamingos don't
flamingos
fight.
started fighting. The entire
Oh my
Miami
God.
Seaquarium was nothing but these noises of flamingos fighting. Anybody was like, "What is going on?" I have it on video and I have it on
I
tape. So
love
you
it.
want that? Let me know. Listen, text me. My number's 954-401-4057. I'll send you the video of flamingos fighting. And I said it really on the video. I said it there. Can we just all get along? Right? I don't
You
understand why.
should post that, like to Instagram or Facebook, and it's gonna go viral. Fighting flamingos.
I've never seen that in my life, but it was so
No?
funny. They were like bickering with each other. But anyways, yeah, we don't want to do that in a real estate transaction. Okay, we want to
No,
make sure we
there's
get
no
along.
fighting. There's no
have
fighting
fun.
in real estate. There is
Want
no
to make sure
fighting.
we have lots of fun. Again, once again, if you have any questions, you want to call in, you want to pick our brains, whatever you want to do, man. You just want to chat with us, have fun with us. It's 1-888-565-1470.
Beautiful. And if you have any questions for me individually, my number is 305-205-3085. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Sold by Yvette V. And Nada.
I'm Nada Reyes.
Oh,
Listen, just go
fabulous.
into Facebook, the Reyes group, and you'll be able to find me there. We'll see a lot of fun stuff. I like to post a lot of things. I'm a big social media queen.
Nice.
I just love social media.
Love it, love it, love it.
So let's keep moving about this real estate transaction. I think it's
So tell me.
pretty cool. So now that we put the offer in, right? You mentioned a couple of things about talking to the listing agent and working together as
Absolutely.
a team, super important.
Yeah.
And also just, understand, and this is really for the buyers out there that are listening, our job doesn't end when we send an offer in. It's about prepping. It's about prepping the offer and talking to the listing agent, like you said, prior, and letting him know, hey, John Smith, I'm sending you an offer for your review. Do you have any other offers pending at this time? And then basically talking to him a little bit about the offer that you have as well. I do have a very qualified client. This person is either an FHA. This has to do with your financing, whether you're FHA conventional. We will get to that in another segment. You basically prep the listing agent, letting him know some summary, some bullet points about the type of client that you're working with, so that he knows when you send him the offer, he remembers you. He remembers that girl with a New York accent from the Bronx. That's that girl from the Bronx, right? I was like, yeah, that's right, Nada from the Bronx. That's me. And they'll know that I was the one that sent them the offer. So I like to definitely stand out. I think it's my job to stand out, to be different from the rest when I'm representing my clients. So, I go a little bit step further and go way beyond what's expected of you,
Always.
to make sure that
It's very important. It's important to
the
make
transaction gets done.
the customers feel comfortable, and they let them know that we have your best interest and we have your back at all times. Because if you don't win, we don't win. So that is the most important thing, I think, in just having that level of service that's very specified to that specific client and to all customers,
Absolutely.
and follow through.
Yeah.
Huge. So
So guess what? Your offer just got accepted. What's next? Yay! Well,
My God. We go celebrate? Would that be it? Take it.
Well, first you need to let your client know that your offer
there
just
you
got
go.
accepted.
There you
So, we'll send a congratulations letter to you, letting you know that your offer just got accepted. And then we'll actually we have a transaction coordinator. And usually the transaction coordinator handles it from there. I do oversee all my transactions, so don't
Beginning
ever
to
think,
end.
don't ever think that I'm not watching what's going on with your file. But there's a lot of stuff in between, and we'll just go ahead and talk about one of the main things, right? So now that your offer got accepted, one of the first things that we're going to work on your offer is the escrow. So that's your down payment, right? So basically you want to go ahead and give them some type of money, whatever agreement you made on that offer. You're going to basically wire transfer money into a title company, and that is your escrow. Okay, that is your down payment. That is your good faith down payment, letting them know that, hey, I'm very serious about this offer, and I'm putting $3,000 down to start the process. Yes. Okay, usually the escrows are due within 3 business days of the executed contract. What I mean by executed means that both parties sign. If there's one initial missing, you do not have a contract, okay? So both parties, everything has to be executed,
bring your
completed.
Glasses to make sure you're looking
So both
at it.
parties sign, and then that is when you have an executed contract, and that is when the clock starts to tick From there on, you have 3 business days to make your first deposit. After your first deposit, we have what is called the inspection period. Tell me about the inspection period. You actually attended an inspection with me the other day.
Those inspections are actually a lot of fun. Well, because we don't really do much there. We just kind of supervise, and we're always there to supervise. So it's so thorough. I mean, they go through everything. It's amazing. It just, like, even fixtures, because obviously they need to verify that the safety of the house is first and foremost one of the most important things. If there's any kind of liability issues with something that could possibly go wrong or be a hazard, there's a lot of things. So they go through inspection process. Once you get that cleared, then...
Well, the inspection period actually can take how long, to be honest with you? For a condo, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
But I've actually sat through an inspection that took 3 hours, which was like, wow.
That one
like,
was
this
pretty-
was crazy.
That one went, what, an hour and a half? The one we...
Which one? The last one that we went to?
Yep.
The last one was an hour and a half, which was not bad. It was a townhouse. The townhouse was actually in very good shape. So
It was-
you know,
it was
I
really
gotta
good,
tell
yeah,
you,
too.
one of the things that I love about the inspections is when the inspections are clean. You know, there's like nothing to really negotiate,
Yes.
and everything is great. You know,
Yes.
I just love those inspections because, you know, I really want to spend a little bit more time on inspections, if that's okay
true.
with you, because
Absolutely.
you know, I have to tell you that, you know, inspections are not a reason for you to renegotiate price. Okay, a lot of buyers think that this is the
Correct.
time for them to renegotiate. No, you're buying the house the way you saw it, right, as is. However, let me tell you what we're gonna negotiate. We're gonna negotiate anything that's majorly wrong with the property
Yeah.
that we did not see with our eyes when we went to see the property. Okay, so for instance, we go into the property, we saw that the property had caulking, you know, in the kitchen that was kind of like, you know, missing. But we're not gonna. First of all, caulking is cosmetic, so we're definitely not gonna. We're not gonna negotiate that. But another good example will be major things will be AC. Okay, water heater. Okay, roof, structure of the property.
Correct.
Okay, appliances is not major, guys. Okay, it's not majors at all. So.
Or popcorn on the ceiling.
No,
Let's
it's
just
not.
throw
That's
that in there.
cosmetic. And now, obviously, yes, we want the appliances to be working. So if for some reason one of the appliances are not working, we're gonna tell them to fix it. And that's, you know, usually fixing appliances is not a big deal. Nowadays, you can actually replace an appliance for like $500 or even a used one
Right.
for $200. So
Right.
we'll make sure that we take care of that. But go after the major things, okay? We'll talk again. Plumbing.
If some of your reserves, in case those things happen, and they're probably going to, you know, so you can't just go to the very max and not have something to rely on. Unfortunately, that's sometimes what happens. Yep.
Now, we could sit here and talk about the entire transaction, to be honest with you, which is a lot of topics to talk about. But I'm going to take it now to the appraisal. Okay, so once your inspection period ends, and that's it, you're done. 10 days, 14 days, whatever is it that you agreed. Inspection periods can be anywhere from 5, 7, 10, 14 days. Okay, I like to do 10. If they counter offer at 7, I say fine. 5 days inspection is really for cash buyers. Those are the investors that want to do it quick and that's it.
Yep. Turn them and burn
Yeah,
'em.
but usually for the most part, home buyer, owner, occupant will be 7-10 days, okay, max. So be prepared for that. The other topic that I wanted to discuss with you guys today is the appraisal. So once the inspection, so we passed the inspection, right? We're good to go. You know, we're moving forward. Now the appraisal comes in. Okay, so the appraisal comes in. And then if the appraisal, what happens if the property doesn't appraise? Well, guess what? The seller has 2 choices. The seller can either sell you the property or the appraised value, or the seller can basically tell you, hey, you want to meet me halfway? I definitely do not recommend that at all. You should
Right.
always buy a property that is the market value. Don't let anybody have you pay not 1 penny more. Okay, make sure your real estate professional is very strong with that. Okay, and or guess what? If the property doesn't appraise, then it is what it is, right? You could either, if the seller decides not to sell it to you, unfortunately, you have the right to move away from that transaction and you'll get your escrow deposit back, okay? Now, there's a lot to talk about. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you guys pretty soon here. Again, my name is Nada Reyes with Cooperative Real Estate Team, the Reyes Group. We also have Yvette Vargas here. She's also with Cooperative Real Estate
Yes.
Team. Tell us a little bit about you, Yvette. What you been? You know what? Tell them very quickly about what you just did recently with the client that we had in Yamida. Is it Yamida?
Yes, that's when we.
Yamida is the one that we were talking about earlier,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Any questions, you can give us a call at 888-565-1470. And again, thank you so much for watching. Tell us your biz.
tell us your biz. Thanks for
Nate
joining
Ray
us
is
today.
here.
Yvette Vargas.
Have a
And
great
Nita.
one. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye. Ciao.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.